Many people tell me that Islam has given women emancipation. It has given women many things that women didn't have before Islam. It's one hand it is true, but in the other hand it is false. At least in the Bible it says that you should love your woman, your wife, because she's part of you. So if you love your body, you should love your wife. But at the same time, I find that derogatory for a woman, because a woman must be considered to have a separate entity. Yes, I can go on rebuking other religions and the scriptures one after another. I can say that in Christianity, the woman has no freedom at all. When the husband is being oppressive, the only way out for her should be to pray for the husband to change her mind towards her. And in Hinduism, you have the shidur. When you get married, you have this mark of wedding, though that other people do not lust at you. But at the same time, you are considered in a way owned by your husband. You worship your husband in Karvachauth. So I can go on. I can go on saying that in Hinduism, you are often considered part and parcel of your husband, and you don't have any inheritance whatsoever in the root Hindu scriptures. When you are married, the only thing that comes out of your husband's abode is your arti, is your dead body. You go forever. And when your parents give you away, they do the shampradan, that means giving you away forever. Your husband can do whatever he wants with you. But nevertheless, let's talk about Islam, because Islam is the religion I'm talking about. Many people tell me, Mufassir Islam, change your name. Why should I? Thanks to my dad who gave me that name. Mufassir Islam means someone who explains the inner bitter details about Islam. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing a great service. I'm trying to save Muslims from this derailed cult, Islam, and exposing the real face of Islam. That's exactly what I'm doing, thanks to my name, Mufassir Islam. Now let's talk about women's right in Islam. What about Islam? Do Muslims or does Islam consider women as goods or as human beings? Let's judge. Okay, yes, Adam and Eve were created, and Islam acknowledges that as well. They're both humans. Their prayers are to be considered the same. I agree, that's good. But what about the other details? Women are goods in Islam. How? When they become war booties. You don't distribute humans, you distribute goods. In Islam, war booties are not only properties but also women. Surah 33 verse 50 and Surah 48 goes on saying about it. Go read from verses 1 to 50, 47. You find out for yourself. Go on, read. And in war booties, you just distribute the women. And women have no say in it. Muhammad got his war booty as well as women. He got Rayhana, and he got Safiya, he got Jawahira, and other Sahabas as companions of the Prophet also got war booties, women. And they were even telling the Muhammad, hey, we are interested about their prices. That's why we are trying them out. How good they are. Reference? Sahih Muslim, Book 8, Hadith 3433. So, women have no right when it comes to being war booties. Now let's talk about marriage. Yes, Islam gives women inheritance from her husband. If she's married and has children, she gets 1/4, and if she's married, have children, gets 1/8, and if she's married, she gets 1/4 if she doesn't have any children. So Islam allows inheritance to women. But we forget, this is nothing new. In Arabian culture, even pre-Islamic times, women used to get inheritance from their husband, rather more. For example, Muhammad's first wife, Khadija, got her property. How did she become wealthy? She became a wealthy woman because she was married to a wealthy man, and she inherited that wealthy man's property after his death. So this was nothing new. It was nothing new. Somebody tell me that, well, Islam saved female babies from getting killed. Yes, it's true. It's true. Thanks for that. But at the same time, we must understand that this was a prevalent culture amongst the poor, very poor in Arabs, and still we can see many examples of that, even in modern day India, where baby fetuses were killed, aborted if they were female. This is something to do with poverty. It had nothing to do with prevalent culture amongst the educated people in Arabia, even before Muhammad's time. Because otherwise, how come Muhammad had 5 daughters and they were not dead? How come there were women all over? How come Khadija was a wealthy woman, a dominant woman? So it was, as always, like even in China, something amongst the poor, because rearing up a female child is considered to be unproductive amongst the many filthy, poor cultures. And also, it was considered to be more of a headache. So it has nothing to do with Islam coming up with something new. It's just confirming what it was already. Now let's talk about marriage. Did really Islam allow freedom to women? Well, if you want to credit Islam for divorce, the divorce rights to women, well, I have news for you. What does talaq mean? Etymological meaning of talaq is not only divorce. Etymological of talaq means, or the Islamic divorce means, freeing something from its leash, repudiating it from its, from its ties. What do you do to tie something down? What do you tie down? You tie down your animals, your domestic animals. So you just simply freeing your domestic animal by repudiating through talaq. And in Islam, women don't have any talaq rights unless the husband gives her talaq et tawfid, that means right to talaq. So if a man says, okay, I am having trouble with you, and bring your parents as the Quran instructs, and let's see whether we can reconcile. And if they cannot reconcile, and if the husband didn't give the wife the talaq et tawfid, that means right to divorce at the time of marriage, then the man can simply say, F off, I'm not going to divorce her. And the woman has no right to deny sex. So marital rape is not recognized in Islam. Rather, if the woman, for whatever reason, denies sex to her husband, she will be condemned with sin. And a woman can be sold off as goods like sex slaves. Muhammad had 4 sex slaves. Maria was one of them. So telling all those, it gives you the cringes, Muslims all out there, I can't help it. I love you, but I love my freedom as well. And I hate your religion. And I have all the reasons to hate your religion. And you cannot shut me up by killing me. It will not make you a winner. You can only try to win if you can defeat me with arguments. So women is emancipated in Islam? How? Women can be divorced without showing any reason whatsoever. The husband, according to Islamic theology, doesn't have to show any reason whatsoever to divorce or talaq her. And he can even beat her up. He can beat her. No, not light beating. Whatever is this coming, the symbolic gesture of that beating term in Quran, it's not symbolic. It's not even striking. Is an insult to a woman. Even if you take it from, it was a striking symbolism, a symbolic striking of the wife. What the fuck should the husband symbolically hit the wife? The wife has no authority. The wife doesn't even have the right to her freedom in any form or shape. Because when Muhammad married his wives, one after another, after even lusting at his own daughter-in-law, what did he do? He came up with a verse in Surah 33, verse 53, that his wives should be talking from behind the curtains. Behind the curtains. Why should they be behind the curtains? Don't you have any trust on your wives? So why do you have to safeguard like that? You are the king. You are the ruler of Medina. How dare someone would be lusting at your wives? Because you were suffering from insecurity. Your wives were your goods. If you consider your wives to be your goods, only then you hide them. If you think your wives are your stolen property, your war booties, you hide them. That's what you do. You hide them. So why shouldn't a woman have the right to her face even? When she comes out, she has to hide this, hide that. Why? A woman's body is nice, you can appreciate that. But she's not just a fucking machine that you bring her out, fuck her, give her some children, and that's it. Done away with her, get another wife if she's too old, if she cannot please you. Because you can marry as many times as you want. Yes, 4, but if you do more, it is not illegitimate. It is fasid, a bit unusual, but not haram in Islam. So what right does a woman have in Islam? She doesn't even have the right to choose who to talk to, who to mix with, without her husband's permission. But the same doesn't apply to the man. The wife doesn't have any right of opinion who the husband should talk to or hang out with. Why the discrimination? Why a woman's testimony should be half of a man? Well, if you want to say that during those times women were being influenced, what about now? That ruling was for perpetuity. Always, under all considerations, in all societies, women's testimony is half of the man. Oh yes. Oh yes. Yes. Women were emancipated by Islam. How? How so? How so? She doesn't even, in fact, have the right to earn money. She doesn't. She doesn't. Simply. And rather, some say that in Islam, women are considered like the queen. She doesn't have to work. But that turns a man into a cash machine as well. That puts tremendous pressure on a Muslim man to earn money under all considerations. She should be able to share and care at times of need. She should be able to earn money as well. Why should always be it's a man thing? But if a woman wants to earn money, and if you want to say that Muhammad's wives were earning it, my question to you, well, the Quran doesn't say so. The Quran says it's a man thing to earn money, and because that's the only way he can have a bit of more dignity. And if he doesn't have that, he doesn't have that dignity. Women were emancipated by Islam, right? How so? How so? A woman cannot even go out in public in the strictest Islamic theology. And if you want to tell me these are all hardline understanding, my question is then, will there be any Islamic scholar to deny this? Why do you think the Islamic scholars are not going against the Daesh and their core beliefs? They are not telling them specifically, hey, it is wrong to have women as war booties. It is wrong to enslave them. It is wrong. Because Muhammad did all those. He drove away pagan believers from Arabian Peninsula and instructed to do so before he died. He enforced jizya tax on them. And women had no right to do anything in Islam. What did Muhammad leave for his own daughter? Even his closest companion, Abu Bakr, on the basis of hadith, denied fadak, that inheritance, to Muhammad's own daughter. No inheritance. Muhammad's own daughter didn't get any inheritance. The Quran says that, a woman should get inheritance, but under some flimsy hadiths, Muhammad's daughter was denied. Why? Because prophets, assumingly leaves nothing for their own children, no inheritance. What kind of understanding is that? What kind of example is that? So a woman's voice is also considered to be too attractive. So attractive that women should be careful about what words might give away a wrong message to the other man. So she has always to talk like business talk. Why? Why can't a woman sing even? Why should a woman be invisible in a Muslim society? A man has authority in every sense of the term. Islam gave women emancipation under what argument?